Today on True News Network. We'll talk about Kamala Harris's interview this week on The View, where she touches base on topics such as immigration and also the new COVID-19 vaccine. Also, we have more breaking news regarding Brian Laundrie's spinning spree and why a witness has come forward and may have been one of the last people to see Gabby alive. We have all of that plus more. Stay tuned. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to True News Network, the network that brings you real news, real documentaries, and real information. I'm Kenneth Smith, and I would like to thank you all for joining me. Kamala Harris took time out of her busy week to talk to the wonderful women of The View, where she touched base on whether mandates should be stricter when it comes to vaccination shots, and she had this to say.
Look, here's how I feel about it. People have got to be responsible. I've been watching, like many of you, with heartache, the videos of people who are in an ICU bed who did not get vaccinated, pleading with their family members, please get vaccinated. When I think of it in the context of any one of us who have had the awful experience of holding the hand of a loved one who is in an ICU bed or is near death, like, don't put your families through that. The vaccine is free, it is safe, and it will save your life. So folks just need to get vaccinated.
Kamala Harris is one of the many advocates for the vaccination shots. Currently, the United States have 3 booster shots that are available for those at the age of 12 and older, and also the third booster shot for those 65 and older. You could go to your local pharmacy and get the vaccine shot down. She also spoke on the harsh treatment of Haitian immigrants at the American borders, where last week we saw footage of Haitians being forced out of America by means of whips and horses, prompting many Americans to speak out in support of Haitians. The vice president spoke on these topics with The View while touching other topics as well.
Well, first of all, I've been very clear about the images that you and I both saw of those law enforcement officials on horses. I was outraged by it. It was horrible and deeply troubling. There's been now an investigation that is being conducted, which I fully support, and there needs to be consequence and accountability. Human beings should not be treated that way, and as we all know, it also evoked images of some of the worst moments of our history where that kind of behavior has been used against the indigenous people of our country, has been used against African Americans during times of slavery. And so I'm glad to know that Ali Mayorkas, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, is taking it very seriously. So first of all, let me say this. When we look at what has happened to that country, just in the last 10 years, not even going back further, and there's been a series of events that have been catastrophic, but even just in the last 10 years. In 2010, the earthquake there killed hundreds of thousands of people. And many of the Haitian immigrants that we are seeing in the diaspora around the world, including those who have come to our border, fled during that crisis. On top of that, we've seen hurricane after hurricane flooding. And so I feel very strongly, the president feels very strongly, we've got to do more. There's no question. The United States is a member of the Western Hemisphere. Haiti is our neighbor in that regard. And so we have to do more in terms of supporting the Haitians who are returning to the island, returning to Haiti. We've got to do more without any question to support Haiti in terms of its need to get back up and to recover. And I've failed to mention that in terms of the natural disasters, there's been absolute heartache and loss. And they just had a president who was assassinated. So you're also talking about a government that is in the process of disarray, many would say, but certainly in the process of rebuilding. The United States has to help, and we have to do more, and our administration feels strongly about that. But that is why, also, starting with our administration, we gave TPS, temporary protected status, to Haitian migrants, 55,000. And then more recently, we extended temporary protected status to over 100,000 Haitian migrants for that very reason, that they need support, they need protection, including reunification with those who have family members in the United States who are American citizens, and doing that through the legal process that was intended to benefit people who are fleeing harm and reunify them with their families.
If you would like to see more of this interview, you could go to the YouTube channel of The View, where the entire interview is available for the public. Today marks the 8th day authorities continue the statewide search for missing suspect Brian Laundrie. Laundrie is wanted for the question in connection to the murder of his late fiancee Gabby Petito. Gabby's body was found September 19th by authorities, who had been searching for her since late August. 2 days later, her death was ruled a homicide by the Tatum County's coroner's office, all the more putting pressure on the authorities to find Laundrie, who had gone missing days prior to the discovery. Authorities claim that Laundrie spent $1,000 unlawfully days following the death of Gabby, with sources saying the card that he in fact used may have belonged to Gabby Petito, which has been identified by sources as a Capital One debit card. Earlier this week, a witness came forward with more information regarding the case. Authorities say the witness saw an argument take place at a restaurant in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, between Laundrie and a waitress. Authorities believe that this was during the time Gabby Petito was still alive and may have been the last sighting of her before she was tragically found deceased. If anyone has knowledge about the whereabouts of Mr. Laundrie, the FBI urges you to contact your local authority immediately. Well, that's it for our coverage tonight. I'd like to thank you all for joining me and hope that you have enjoyed me as well. If you're new to the channel and would like to support, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and comment your thoughts on the video and content. I'm Kenneth Smith, signing off until the truth brings us together again. Good night.